So Tony Petitti, it was just announced by Bruce Feldman, is going to be the new Big Ten commissioner. Just to give an idea, he attended Harvard Ford College and also was a part of the economics department with Harvard Law School. So, I mean, you got
Smart
a Harvard
guy
grad running the Big Ten. This is some of his accomplishments. He's had a lot of relationships with, guess who? CBS. So this is just from his Wikipedia page. CSTV was renamed to CBS College Sports Network in 2008, eventually evolved into CBS Sports Network. In April, he left CBS and he headed over to MLB Network, and then he was the COO of Major League Baseball. So CBS is taking over the rights of the Big Ten. They're getting rid of the SEC. Horrible decision, in my opinion, I might add into that. But it sounds as if that CBS has made this deal done, because the guy that formed CBS College Football and CBS Network is now taking over the Big Ten, which, by the way, CBS is taking over the Big Ten. So for whatever it's worth, it sounds like the TV money made another deal.
Right. So, Blake, that's like my immediate thought with this is he launched MLB Network. He launched CBS Sports.
He sounds like Eric Weinberger.
I wonder, I would love to call on Eric and ask him afterwards his potential affiliation with this. I wonder if he ends up maybe having crossed paths with him. But no, you said it exactly correctly. The way that this actually is portrayed is that this is another TV deal type decision, which I prefer a decision like this compared to what was done for the head of the NCAA, where it's a politician that they hired. I would rather have somebody who has broadcasting relationships and a background with broadcasting to take over these conferences. They are going to be able to properly set up the success of a conference because they understand what it takes to produce content and games that are going to draw attention. I like the hire. I can't complain. And I know that we're going to, it's easy to say.
Here's why I hate it. Can I tell you why I hate it?
Okay.
What does he have anything to do with football? Not one thing. Well, what does he know about being a commissioner?
Just because he doesn't know anything about being a commissioner.
There's a COVID outbreak, then what?
Well, the sitting at the time of the COVID outbreak commissioner, like no one is experienced when that happened. What does a COVID outbreak have to do with it?
Well, neither was the SEC and neither was Greg Sankey, but look what happened. I mean, nobody's experienced.
That's my point here is I don't think it matters that he's not coming from the traditional background of working in conference leadership.
He's got he has an economics degree from Harvard Law School, however you want to quantify that. Does he know what a cover 3 is?
He doesn't need to know what a cover 3 is. We're hiring the guy to handle the broadcasting deals. That's the most important thing. You're not hiring him.
That's not what a commissioner does. That's not all the commissioner does.
He's not calling a defense against Jim Harbaugh.
No, but here's the issues that he is going to have to overcome. He's going to have to overcome SEC. You have Big Ten guidelines. You have Big Ten rules that he has to enforce. Whether he likes it or not, he's going to have to come down on that. He doesn't know. He doesn't know the NIL game. What does he know about Big Ten athletics? What does he know? There are more things that a commissioner has to do other than Joe.
So wait, but why are we making assumptions based on what he doesn't know just because he comes from a baseball background?
Because you would say the same thing about the NCAA president, which you already have.
But he's a politician that comes with no broadcasting background, no sports background. I'm at least bringing in somebody who has a startup mentality for launching multiple networks. Like that to me that's what I want.
He's not launching a network though.
The
TV deal is already done for 10 years.
Yeah.
So what negotiation is he doing?
It's not about the negotiation. It's just that's what's the primary focus of these conferences is the relationship with broadcast partners.
Let me tell you what this is. You want to know what it is?
What?
They're putting him – CBS is putting him in there so that he can be a puppet for expansion.
Why is that a problem?
Because you want 2 major conferences? Is this the NFL?
It's progressively – we were already on track for that. That was happening already.
I don't want to hear that it's progressively going that way. the NFL has 32 teams.
Yeah.
You're about to have 32 teams in a conference.
But wait, but adapt or die at this point. We're at the
Adapt to what?
Adapt to conferences building up to this significant size. We're watching the Pac-12 not adapt, and they're getting killed. They're getting picked apart.
They're
going to
trying
be picked
to adapt.
They're already 3 steps behind. So why wouldn't I want somebody that's going to set up this
Just
conference for
because
success?
I don't have to sit here and say adapt or die when some Rudy Poo conference isn't doing their job. He's a puppet.
I would rather have somebody with a broadcasting background. I'd rather have somebody with a broadcasting background. Who else would we have hired for this position?
They cannot get out of the broadcasting deal that they've already signed with CBS and Fox.
It has nothing to do with them renegotiating the deal. It just has everything to do with their understanding of that side of things. That is important for the future of running a conference. That is the most important aspect of football.
Joe,
is
broadcasting,
viewership.
being a commissioner is not everything. It is not everything.
You have other resources to handle and deal with.
What does he know about NIL? What does he know about Ohio State? Hold on. What does he know about Ohio State and Michigan using a collective to illegally get through taxes to pay recruits?
We don't know what he doesn't know, but we also don't know what he's fully capable of getting caught up and being understanding it. Again, just because doesn't have this background, not that many people know anything about NIL. It hasn't been around long enough. Again, should we have hired a president for this position?
Joe, a rabbit with a bell on its collar knows more about NIL than this dude. You're barking?
No.
I don't care that the new NCAA president doesn't know anything about college athletics. Oh, Blake is a politician. And it doesn't stop that his requirements aren't as equally as good.
Would you have rather have this been an athletic director or a president?
Yes. Because you know what an athletic director can do and has already done? Wait for it. It's magic. Call me I don't even know. Call me Dr. Strange. They know how to run programs.
Running a program is different than running a
about here, Joe.
We're talking about a perfectly qualified guy that was hired for the role.
He's not qualified. He's not qualified. You know what
he was the COO of the MLB just because he's not coming from the NFL.
You know what the COO of the MLB did? He let the Houston Astros cheat and nothing happened to him.
The chief operations officer has nothing to do with rules overseeing.
He's not running Major League Baseball.
He wasn't. He's not Rob Manfred.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that he didn't know what was going on in that investigation with the Astros and he did nothing?
He was probably aware of but he's still not his responsibility to hold the Astros accountable. That's all Rob Manfred.
What do you think?
Rob Manfred.
What is an operating officer's job?
Operations.
Then he operated wrong.
That has nothing to do with rules. That's the commissioner's job. He wasn't the commissioner of the MLB, and he's being hired now for a commissioner role.
That he has
when he's asked to hold somebody accountable, we'll see what he does.
In 5 years, we're going to sit here. In 5 years, we're going to sit here and say, he's no better than Kevin Warren.
What was Kevin Warren's background? Admittedly, I don't know.
He was a lawyer. He was a lawyer.
His background is a million times better.
And with all due respect to Kevin Warren, and with all due respect to the Big Ten, anything you can do, I can do better. # Greg Sankey. The only thing that man ever did was follow Greg Sankey's lead.
Okay.
All he did.
Blake, can I look? Admittedly, I'm not as caught up on the backgrounds of some of the other commissioners. What is Greg Sankey's background? Where did he come from?
If I'm not mistaken, now I don't have this on the top of my head. He was the commissioner of the Southland Conference. I don't think he was. He might have been the commissioner when I played in that conference. I don't remember all of his telltale signs. But before he got to the SEC, he was in front office administrations of college athletics.
Okay, so he was with the Southland, and then he was in compliance with the SEC in 2002, and then he moved up to the commissioner role. Okay. You know what? I will admit that is but that's compliance. Like he came from compliance.
Have you ever heard of a
different world than in 2002?
Have you ever heard of a show cause? Have you ever heard of a show cause? Has he ever issued one?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. He is not me and Greg Sankey. I'm talking about this Petitti guy. He doesn't know the ramifications of issuing out a show cause. If something happens like Hugh Freeze, what's he going to do? He has no experience in this realm whatsoever. You know what he'll do? Since he's a puppet, he'll go out there and do what CBS tells him to do. Here's another one. Kevin Warren, not a part of athletics. We're spending way too much time on this.
Yeah.
When Urban Meyer had the situation where he had a coach that was beating his wife, what did the Big Ten do?
Nothing.
I digress. All right.
I don't look, just to wrap this up. I don't think that we should use what Kevin Warren did as an example of if Petitti is capable.
That don't have experience in college athletics, Pac-12, they're commissioners. What's happening?
It's stumbling.
Okay. Big 12, what's happening?
They're staying afloat, I would argue.
Now here comes the Big Ten. Oh, by the way, ACC, what's going on over there?
Stumbling. So we only have one conference that's got their crap together, which is the SEC. So we only have one example.
Hey,